the president said that 25,000 Americans' lives are saved every time a boat is knocked out. So is he right? I mean, and wouldn't it make these attacks worth it if American lives are truly being saved because of that?
The reality is the second strike was against people who were totally defenseless. They had no arms. They were signaling to surrender.
I guess they were signaling with their legs then, since they had no arms and everything. That's Democrat Congressman Ro Khanna on CNN talking to Manu Raju. The poor innocent drug traffickers are not being treated fairly by the United States. We should bring them here, put them in a shower room with your daughter, and put them on welfare. The Democrat Party program. The poor guys. They had no arms. They were trying to surrender. Yeah, to an airplane flying overhead. That's nobody's ever surrendered that way. But these are not bright people. They're not honest people. They're Democrat members of Congress. An embarrassment to Western civilization. Well, a very happy Wednesday to you. So glad to have you back again. We remain at 888-630-9625. Ah, yes. And it is Wednesday, hump day, in the Clinton household, mailbag day here on the Chris Plante Show. Although I haven't seen any mailbag questions yet. Michael, Kevin, any mailbag questions, anything like that going on? Because I don't think we have any mailbag questions. I haven't seen any yet. I'm sure they're around here somewhere. But let's get back to the Democrats standing up for the rights of international drug cartels. They're the same cartels engaged in child sex trafficking, just like the Democrat Jeffrey Epstein on his island in the U.S. Virgin Islands. But never mind that. They're very, very unwell. Now, the drug traffickers, they're bringing lots of bales of cocaine and fentanyl and whatever else, your various other drugs, into the United States so that Americans can die from fatal drug overdoses, and there can be drug wars where everybody's shooting everybody and gang warfare in our major cities across the country and all that good stuff. But the Democrats, they want to hang our own troops, our own Navy personnel, Navy SEALs, the admiral in charge of U.S. Special Operations Command, former commander of SEAL Team 6, and the Democrats want to hang him. They love Nicolas Maduro, who is the head of the international cartel. President Trump is against Nicolas Maduro, and that's enough for the Democrats to be entirely in favor of and supportive of Nicolas Maduro, the commie socialist, drug trafficking, election stealing. See, you can see why the Democrats like everything about him, right? And is he a cross-dresser, too? Because they'd have to make him president of their glee club. Let's go back to Democrat Congressman Hank Johnson. Hank Johnson, always reliable. He asked you once to imagine a world without balloons. He asked a four-star admiral about an island in the Pacific, Guam, flipping over because we put too many Marines on one side of it, and the island might flip over because he's not a geologist, and Ketanji Brown Jackson is not a biologist. They're not very scientific people. They're primitive people, the Democrats are. Here's Hank Johnson. He wants Americans talking to a radical extremist, Dean Obadiah, and they want American military people imprisoned and lynched and tried for war crimes and for murder, and then they'll be in favor of the death penalty when it comes to our guys enforcing laws. And here is Hank Johnson.
There's been no declaration of war. If there is no military conflict or a legitimate military conflict, then it's really just murder on the high seas.
That's right. It's murder.
However you slice the bread, the killing is unlawful.
And you slice the bread.
And whoever is perpetrating it, Dean, needs to be held accountable in the criminal courts of this country.
There we go.
Whether or not they are military or civilian or both.
That's right. Military, civilian, or both need to be held accountable in court for blowing up drug traffickers' boats, because the Democrats finally have identified some human lives that they care about. And they are Tony Montana and Tren de Aragua gang members in Venezuela, international drug traffickers responsible for literally hundreds of thousands of American fatal drug overdoses just in the United States, and they're okay. They're okay with that. The Democrats are okay with that. And what are the Democrats doing in the meantime? Well, what the Democrats are doing in the meantime is they're coming out in support of what? Of illegal aliens, which they call migrants and immigrants. They're not telling you, but there's no problem with migrants, legal migrants. There's no problem with legal immigrants in the United States of America. They actually do commit crimes at a lower rate than your average Democrat family. But the Democrats, they pretend that all illegal aliens never commit a crime, the opposite of the truth. But never mind that. Here's Democrat Governor Pritzker announcing yesterday, posted a video, that they are passing new laws in Illinois to support illegal aliens, protect and defend illegal aliens, to fight against Immigration Customs Enforcement and other federal law enforcement agencies that they're out there shooting at and attacking, just like the National Guard in Washington, D.C. They're out there shooting at them and killing them. And the Democrats, again, George Floyd, they cared very, very much about. A young woman in the National Guard gunned down on the sidewalks of Washington, D.C. They don't care about her. They don't care about her at all. The young man who was gunned down with her is still in critical condition in the hospital in Washington, D.C., and the Democrats are not rallying. They're not rioting. They're not looting the CVS or clothing stores over normal people being murdered by people that the Democrats created, the jihadis, the illegal alien gang members loose on our streets, giving them truck driving licenses, commercial driver's licenses, so they can run over 11-year-old boys and kill them, so they can crash into families and kill them. And then the Democrats yell at you and call you a racist because they're mentally ill. But Governor Pritzker, he's out there. He's a Democrat. He inherited billions from his grandfather, and his father created the Hyatt hotel chain. And here's Governor Pritzker, multi-billionaire, didn't do a day's work himself. And soundbite number 15, because he wants to protect illegal aliens, which Democrats refer to as immigrants.
I'm here today to sign into law an expansion of legal protections for the people of Illinois.
Yay, the people of Illinois.
Together, we're sending a message to Donald Trump, to Kristi Noem, to Gregory Bavino, and anyone else seeking to terrorize our people.
Terrorize our people.
Your divisiveness and your brutality.
Your divisiveness, Nazi.
Are not welcome here.
Yeah, your divisiveness and your brutality are not welcome here. And they're passing, he signed a series of laws yesterday that the Democrats passed in Illinois, enacting protections for what they call immigrants, right? Increasing, here's the headline from Channel 7 in Chicago, Illinois, the ABC station. Pritzker signs bill increasing immigrant protections at Illinois courthouses, hospitals, and more. They're like the Taliban. They're like Hamas. They store their stuff under hospitals and courthouses and schools, of course. And the Democrats say, well, you can't arrest illegal aliens in courtroom buildings because, you know, what kind of an example would that be? Start enforcing the law in courthouses. Following incidents at courthouses, hospitals, and daycare centers, meaning arresting people for violating our laws, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker signed a sweeping bill into law on Tuesday. HB 1312 is aimed at protecting immigrants from what the governor calls unjust enforcement. There's nothing unjust about it. And so Pritzker, he's out there, and the Democrats, they're very proud. Illinois courthouses are now off limits to immigration and customs enforcement agents, hoping to make an immigration arrest. That'd be for illegal aliens, right? And gang membership and pregnant baby mama abuse, like their boy Kilmore Abrego Garcia. They want to have lunch with him, not arrest him. Pritzker has signed a bill into law that bars immigration enforcement inside of or within 100 feet of a courthouse building. So they're creating safe haven locations like Hamas does with jihadis. The Democrats, that's what they do. But they're not alone. So they see what's going on, and they say, well, we want to, Democrat member of Congress Hank Johnson, we want to put in prison Americans, right? Americans who are in the military, who are carrying out orders that they've already incited insurrection and revolution, saying, you don't follow, you have a duty to not follow illegal orders, and then ask a 20-year-old to decide what's an illegal order because of the mental illness of these people. And boy, are they not on our side. Now, the thing is, while in Illinois that's happening, also just about 150 yards from where I sit right now in Montgomery County, Maryland, Montgomery County officials moved to strengthen immigrant protections. You know, there's no problem with immigrants. But when you have 20 million illegal alien gang members, rapists that the Democrats waved into the country, I'm sure some of them are good people, and just amazing stuff. The Democrats rally in Illinois, in California, in Maryland, in Montgomery County, Maryland. They rally around what is illegal and against the police. Montgomery County, Maryland leaders introduced the Trust Act. That's what it's called, the Trust Act, to protect immigrants. Immigrants don't need protection. That's like saying people with red hair need special legal protections. People with red hair don't need special legal protections. Immigrants don't need special legal protections. To the extent that legal immigrants are having issues, it's 100% on the bloody backs of the criminal Democrat Party, who waved millions and millions, literally millions and millions of illegal aliens into the country under Joseph Robinette Biden. And we've got, the mother of five that was murdered on our walking trail not far from this radio station in Maryland. And the Democrats don't care. They riot over George Floyd, a career criminal whose bloodstream was coursing with fentanyl, methamphetamine, and THC, getting stoned, doing meth, doing fentanyl, and robbing a poor little immigrant man with his family trying to run a business in Minneapolis. And he's in there passing bad counterfeit bills. And when he's arrested, he resists arrest. And then because of all the drugs in his system, he died of cardiac failure. And the Democrats burned Seattle and Portland and Los Angeles and Miami and Atlanta and Chicago and Kenosha. They murdered dozens of people across the country, literally at least 24 people killed in their George Floyd riots. And now they're angry and they're rallying in favor of the international drug cartels out of Venezuela because they're the good guys and they want to jail for life or sentence to death for murder and war crimes our own military people for carrying out the orders of the commander-in-chief of the U.S. military and taking on the drug cartels. Again, start adding up, and CNN is not doing this, adding up the numbers of Americans that have died of fatal drug overdoses since the Democrats started protesting on behalf of and in favor of the drug cartels. Aren't they amazing? There's also a Democrat sadly won the mayoral contest in Miami, Florida yesterday. Her name is Eileen Higgins. And Eileen Higgins is allegedly nonpartisan. She's left-wing. She's a Democrat, even though they don't run under a party flag. But she won over the Latino man who's a conservative and endorsed by President Trump. And Eileen Higgins won. And what does she want to do immediately? Start protecting illegal alien gang member drug traffickers like all Democrats.
Tonight, history was made. Our city chose a new direction, right?
Woo! Woo!
You chose competence over chaos. We will confront the affordability crisis with the urgency Miami's families need.
Yeah,
and
families
above
need
all,
communism.
We will lead a city that belongs to everyone.
Belongs to everyone. Everyone that can
where
steal.
Seniors can stay.
They can stay.
Young people can build a future.
That's a good idea.
Immigrants feel welcomed and respected.
Yeah, in Miami, where immigrants never feel welcomed. It's, I think, majority Spanish-speaking city, and Miami is the most culturally diverse, ethnically rich. And it's full of immigrants. But what she's saying is, with a wink and a nod, a rub and a hug, I'll say a rub and a hug, for every illegal alien, criminal gang member, drug cartel trafficker, she is going to protect them just like the governor of Illinois, Pritzker, right? Just like Hank Johnson, Democrat from Georgia in the Congress, just like Montgomery County, Maryland, just like Eileen Higgins. They're all protecting illegal aliens. And the lie that they use is immigrants, right? Again, that's like saying drivers and leaving out the word drunk before the word drivers. Now, I want to take on drunk drivers, not drivers. I want to take on illegal immigrants, not immigrants. The Democrat Party is psychopathic in their lies regarding this and pretty much everything else. From holiday hosting, big parties, to unforgettable gifts, Omaha Steaks delivers the world's best steak experience. And right now, during their Sizzle All the Way sale. See, there's Sizzle All the Way sale. It's great. It's like a Christmas-themed sale by the good people at Omaha Steaks. You can get 50% off the entire website at omahasteaks.com. Plus, because you and I hang out together, you get an extra $35 off with the promo code PLANT at checkout. I've told you, my best girl and I, we love the bacon-wrapped filet mignons that we get from Omaha Steaks. We sizzle them up in my grandfather's antique iron skillet. It's a thing of beauty. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and variety. Every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. Every steak is perfectly aged to maximize tenderness and then hand-cut by master butchers in America's heartland. They also offer beautiful, mouth-watering burgers, chicken, pork, seafood, and amazing desserts, too. Right now, you save big on gourmet gifts. Great gifts for the family, for people at work, and more, from holiday favorites to Omaha Steaks. I got to tell you, visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off the entire website during their Sizzle All the Way Christmas time sale, and get an extra $35 off when you use the promo code PLANT at checkout. That's got an E on the end. Nobody knows why. omahasteaks.com. The code is PLANT. Terms apply. See the website for details. Yes, sir. Yeah. You know what they're doing in Australia with social media and kids? This is almost impossible to believe. Those rascally Democrats. For how long have I been saying they're not on our side? And they prove it more and more with each rotation of the planet. The Democrat Party, quite amazing. We've got President Trump still coming up. NATO calls him daddy. The news media is very angry about that. And the president talking about the economy in Pennsylvania last night. And in a place called Mount Pocono. Kind of fun. And the people were happy. It was a great rally. And the president making the case. Chuck Schumer, on the other hand, he's not a happy person. These are not happy Democrats. They're not happy at all. In Australia, what are they doing with social media and kids? Would we be able to do that here in the United States of America? And I've got a Luigi Mangione update. The Democrats love murder. Yeah, we have the police, the court released new body cam video of Democrat Party hero. They'd run him for the Senate, Luigi Mangione. And he had a fake ID and a fake name, and he lied to the police, and the Democrats want to run him for governor somewhere. And they want their daughters to date him. Not marry, just date, all right, before we get back to all the fun of the day, because a lot of crazy, ridiculous people in the Australia and all that. Now, I do love the Pride Month Pride match in Seattle for the World Cup soccer matches, and it's all going to be focused on gay pride, and they've got Iran and Egypt squaring off. I guess the World Cup people, they draw lots, out of a fishbowl or something, like when they're swapping wives, and that's how they pick. And they got, hey, we've got Iran playing Egypt. Where are they playing? Oh, in Seattle. Hey, it's Pride Month. They're having the Pride match for Iran and for Egypt. That's good. At the end, there are going to be executions in the middle of the field, just for fun. Isn't that great? All right, let me go to a telephone call, Michael. Let's go to Pete, calling from beautiful downtown Elgin, Illinois. Pedro, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Well, good morning. Good morning.
Hey, Pete.
I just had a quick comment.
Yes.
Something I had read a little earlier this morning. Someone pointed out here, you got the supposed representatives of our population whining and crying, oh, you can't be killing those guys. But what was pointed out is under international law, you have a craft in international waters, no flag, they can be regarded as a pirate ship, and they then are not accorded any protection.
Huh. Well, it's been a long time.
Let's just flip that. Let's just flip that for a second. Now, let's say there were Americans there, and these were cartel people shooting at them. You think they would pull them out of the water?
I think not.
So,
yeah, I think not. They'd gun them down. They'd Tony Montana them. And it's funny because I saw it up on the big board, Pete, and I said, well, that sounds right. And I went and I looked it up real quick and says, yes, under international maritime law, every ship on the high seas must sail under the flag of a single nation, which establishes its nationality, jurisdiction under the law of the country whose flag is being displayed, regulatory oversight requiring registration with a flag state for safety, documentation, legal identity. A ship without a flag is considered stateless, and what you're driving at is piracy if they're now. And then I went and I looked, well, what qualifies as a ship? And it can get, and the Democrats will argue this because they're going to suddenly become Harvard lawyers for the drug cartels so they can kill more of us, because that's liberalism today, the mental disease that is called liberalism. But the Venezuelan smuggling boats, maybe typically 60-foot long boats, and I'm not sure what the requirement is, to be honest, Pete. But the fact is that the president has declared the Tren de Aragua and the drug traffickers out of Venezuela to be an international terrorist organization, and so designated as an international terrorist organization responsible for killing more people in fatal drug overdoses than Al-Qaeda ever did, including September 11th. But never mind that. The Democrats want more September 11ths. They want more fatal drug overdoses. They want to give drug cartels and jihadis free rein around the United States of America, and on college campuses and in newsrooms. I got to say, Pete, it's almost as if the Democrats are not on Team America.
You think?
Yeah. Isn't that amazing? But I got to say, Pete, we grew up in a country where the Democrat Party was at least on our side.
Yeah, and it was a difference of approach on how to fix whatever needed fixing.
Yep. Yeah, we agreed that...
Those days are so far behind us.
Yep. We agreed that 100,000 fatal drug overdoses in 1 year was a very bad thing. And then we'd say, what do we do to stop that? What do we do to drive those numbers down? And President Trump drove the numbers down by more than 20,000 just in his first year here, fatal drug overdoses. Under Joe Biden, more than 100,000 fatal drug overdoses a year. Under President Trump, I think we're going to be below 80,000 this year. That's 80,000 deaths. It's still much greater than the Vietnam War. And the Democrats shrug and they say, well, we don't care about human life. They don't say that out loud, but that's what's going on in the crooked wheels behind their eyes.
Well, they look at their, the mess they basically created by turning a blind eye. It's too big. It is just too big. Let's legalize it.
Well, I got just legalized. Who did we have yesterday? Oh, the California state senator, Wiener, who is, I think, Scott Wiener, who is the state senator for San Francisco. He's now running for Nancy Pelosi's seat in the House of Representatives, and he's in favor of legalizing fentanyl and opioids and everything else. And then go across the country to New York, and you've got Zohran Mamdani. Zohran Mamdani's in favor of legalizing hardcore drugs. In fact, I had a story that I didn't even get to on all the people that die. What was that? The San Francisco's drug centers where you go to get free crack, and the number of people, they don't even track the number of they call their junkies clients. They call them clients.
Oh, my God.
And they show up and they do. Where, do you have that thing, Michael? Because it had a nice little summary of all the people that have gone to the San Francisco. They call them drug rehab center or drug use centers, and they go there. And if you're addicted to heroin, you go there and you can smoke crack, right? And they give you the crack. If you're a heroin addict, they give you the heroin. If you're a fentanyl addict, they give you the fentanyl. And the number of people that they've just lost track of, the number of people that have just died from these drugs, pretty amazing stuff. At least 46 people.
They call it a success.
And that's right. They call it a success.
Because what they're doing, what those people are doing now is no longer criminal. Look at how we made those numbers drop.
What city is that shooting galleries from? Now, in New York, that's right, we've got East Harlem. 2 government-funded overdose prevention centers. That's what they call them, and then everybody goes there to overdose, right? Because Democrats run them, so they produce the opposite of the stated results or intended results. The 2 government-funded overdose prevention centers, one in East Harlem, because the Democrats always kill all the black people first, and Washington Heights, are supposed to prevent overdoses. But dozens of clients, they call them clients, had to be rushed by ambulance to hospitals in cardiac arrest or with life-threatening strokes or seizures. And the number of these 2 overdose centers, EMS calls, 46. Overdoses, 1,319. How many addicts have been served at the 2 overdose prevention centers? 5,997. How many addict visits among the nearly 6,000 drug addicts? 109,717. How many people came in and smoked crack? Well, 56,175 times people came to the overdose prevention centers to smoke crack, which the state gives them. They give them the crack to smoke. How about heroin injected? 48,714 times people came there to inject heroin. They brought people in to snort cocaine. How many times? 30,721 times. And speedballs. That's Michael. What do you like your speedballs? Heroin and speed. It's a mix, a fine melding of the two. 19,651 injections of speedballs, and the Democrats say, yeah, this is working. This is going well, Pete. That's what they do, the Democrat Party. And the New York Post had a story on it, too. The New York Post with, what is this, December 7th, the Pearl Harbor Day. At least 46 people rushed to hospital from New York City's 2 overdose prevention centers. Who says it doesn't know what happened to them? You see, the hospitals are like, what? Who came from what overdose centers? So it's New York. They don't know. Here's the drug center where it's not a treatment center. They just give you drugs and let you do the drugs because they want drugs to be legal. They want prostitution to be legal. They are the Corleone family. They're in the same business. And the New York City's 2 government-funded shooting galleries. They got the government version of a shooting gallery. It used to be run by gangs. Purport to prevent fatal overdoses, but at least 46 junkies had to be rushed by ambulance to the nearest hospital in cardiac arrest or with life-threatening strokes or seizures, the records show. On Point, the nonprofit that operates the 2 so-called safe injection sites, they call themselves On Point because they inject you with needles, so it's on point. Get it? So-called safe injection sites in Harlem and Washington Heights. They don't even keep track of what happened to these people or if they died, the New York Post has learned. And oversight critics remain critical. I always think that critics remain critical, are slamming it as negligent. The city's health department, which oversees the 2 safe injection sites, defended the organization On Point, saying that hospitals don't report the outcomes of EMS calls to the private individuals who call 911. Well, they're private, even though they're taxpayer-funded, government-run sites where everybody goes to do their heroin and do the drugs. Isn't that amazing? There's an increase in repeat visitors, 177 clients coming in to do more drugs once they got into the habit, and up 108% compared to 2022. So they're getting more people to do drugs and more people to die from drugs. And they consider this to be a success, just a success, because...
Well, yeah, a federal program that actually works. It does what it was planned to do.
To kill people. Yeah, to help people die of fatal drug overdoses. Isn't that amazing?
You're a burden on society, buddy. We'll help you along.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I got to tell you. And in Canada, they've advanced now. Assisted suicide is a big thing, and Democrats are moving for that here. It's like they're anti-life. I got to tell you. Pete, thank you for the call. Fun call. Are they pirate ships since they don't have national flags? They don't have flags on their boats, and they're in international waters going from one country to another country with the drugs destined for the United States to kill as many people as possible. Amazing stuff. Speaking of Pete Buttigieg, thank you, Pete. Good stuff. And, like common sense Americans are all over the place. We're a common sense people. We make sense. We're on the side of good. The left is on the side of evil. But this is a fun one from the left wingers at Mediaite. They love Pete Buttigieg. And the headline at Mediaite, left-wing Democrat Party front group. Social media users point out Pete Buttigieg less popular among black people than ex-KKK leader David Duke was in 2016. Don't you have an updated number on the popularity of David Duke? Come on. What's the matter with you guys? What's the matter with you? You got to know respect. But I do. I love this story. So the Democrats are talking about running Pete Buttigieg for president of the United States. And, they can't win if black people don't vote for him because they're the party of the Klan and the Confederate States of America. And they created the Klan and every Jim Crow law. But never mind that. They segregated everything. They're still doing it, as a matter of fact, on college campuses. The military and everything else, the Democrat Party. But social media users point out Pete Buttigieg is less popular among black people, that would mean black voters, than ex-KKK leader David Duke was in 2016. I guess the most recent number they have for him. Former U.S. Secretary of Transportation, he is our trans secretary, Pete Buttigieg is less popular among black voters than is former Ku Klux Klan leader David Duke. Wow. And he was in 2016. Isn't that amazing? I don't think that's very good for his prospects inside the Democrat Party. The Confederate States of America, they've got to hang on to their traditions. Just 4%, 1, 2, 3, 4, of black voters said they would support Buttigieg. This is about black homophobia. That is an irrational fear of homo people. And that's how that is. Just amazing. Social media user is quick to point out that former KKK leader David Dukes received more support from black voters after announcing his Louisiana Senate campaign in 2016, with 14% of black voters backing David Duke at the time. And now just 4% back Pete Buttigieg. That's going to hurt him inside the Democrat Party because, they've all got to have sex with each other. That's the thing. Chef IQ Sense. You've heard me talk about Chef IQ Sense. It's the wireless cooking thermometer that takes all of the guesswork out of your holiday meals and out of your meals all year long. Your roast, your turkey, your prime rib comes out perfectly every time, turning "I think it's done" into "I know it's perfect." It even tells you when to flip your food and when to take it off the heat, how long to let it rest on the counter before you start carving. It's like having a personal chef right there in your kitchen with you. With Chef IQ, you can skip your cocoa and sip your cocoa, spend time with your family instead of hovering over the oven and peeking and turning the light on and off over and over again. And here's the best part. It's the gift that everyone will love. Perfect for seasoned chefs, for kitchen rookies, and for everybody in between. This season, give yourself and everybody around you that you love, that loves food, the gift of perfectly cooked meals all year long with Chef IQ. And with my promo code PLANT, you can save 30% off. 30%, and get all your shopping done in one fell swoop. It's a great gift. All you have to do is go to chefiq.com, use the promo code PLANT at chefiq.com. Yes, sir. Hey, Eminence Front. Yeah. I'm now, I wasn't looking forward to the World Cup at all, but now I'm looking forward to Egypt versus Iran and their pride match in Seattle. I'm suddenly looking forward to a soccer game.
Biden and Buttigieg actually did an analysis using...
Edge.
I'm sorry. Edge.
And it is mailbag day, and I have mailbag questions right here in my hand to share with you after the top of the hour. And Rascally Democrats. Let's go back to the telephones, Michael. Let's go to Scott calling from Destin, Florida. Scott, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, Chris, how are you, buddy?
Very well, very well. What do you know?
Hey, buddy, I was going to tell you something. You were talking about your birthday on the 12th, Friday, correct?
That is correct, yes.
My youngest son, William, he was born 12/12/12.
Get out.
Yeah, pretty cool. He'll be 13 on Friday, so say a prayer. So, no, I just was going to share that with you. I know you were talking about other people that had that birthday, and just wanted to say hi and share that with you, man. You're in good company.
That's good stuff. Frank Sinatra's birthday, of course, is the big highlight for December 12th, as a rule.
That's right.
I got to tell you.
I was going to share something. Sorry, pardon me.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was going to share you something about my son real quick. Since he was about 6, he listens to the radio with me. He listens to you, when we drive around or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And since he was 6, whenever he hears Al Gore, like if it's on the news or on the radio, no matter if he's in the car or in the house, if somebody says Al Gore, William will yell from another room, "Peace be upon him."
Is that right? Oh, that is great.
Yes. He's been doing it for years.
That's hilarious.
I don't know.
That is brilliant. I love it. 12/12/12. What a great date of birth that is. I had a party on that day. I did because it's 12/12/12. That's great. Great call, Scott. Thank you.